total energy of a liquid flowing. Therefore, let us first concentrate on pressure energy A. Pressure energy. Pressure energy. For this, let me draw a simple diagram. Let us try to understand what is this and get an expression for pressure energy. Let us first define what it is. Energy possessed. Sir, I am not writing this. I am just telling you, please listen. Energy possessed by a liquid by virtue of pressure acting on it is called pressure energy. I repeat, energy possessed by a liquid by virtue of pressure acting on it, we call it as pressure energy. Now, when pressure acts on a body, definitely it will be able to do work. Absolutely no doubt. Therefore, I am saying, by virtue of pressure experienced by the liquid, this is able to do work. What is the work it does? According to this diagram, let us suppose it is capable of driving, moving a piston P against external resistance. I will call this piston SP. Okay? I will call this piston SP. I said energy possessed by a liquid by virtue of pressure acting on it, you call it as pressure energy. When there is pressure, it will be able to do work. Once it is able to do work, what type of work does it do here? According to this diagram, this pressure is capable of moving this piston through a small distance against external resistance. Let us say A to be the area of the piston, area of cross section of the piston, area of cross section of the piston, area of cross section of the piston. Okay? Because of this, let us say it is capable of moving a small distance dx. Okay? Therefore, dx, small distance moved by the piston. Okay? Therefore, force acting on the piston. Sir, we know pressure is force by area. Force is pressure into area. Therefore, I will write this as F is equal to P into A. P stands for pressure, A stands for area. Work done by this force. Work done is force into displacement. Force is PA, displacement is dx. Therefore, this is the work done. Now, this can be written as P area into dx. Area into length is volume. Therefore, I write volume as dV. Is that okay to you, sir? Is that okay to you, sir? Now, whatever work has been done by this pressure, according to law of conservation of energy, this work done will be equivalent to energy contained in volume dV of the liquid. Whatever work you have done, this work done according to law of conservation of energy would have been stored as energy in volume dV. Therefore, I will write pressure energy in volume dV. This can be written as PdV. Okay. Pressure energy per unit volume. Which means it has to be divided by volume, therefore I get P. Okay. Now we have to express this for unit mass. Pressure energy is not usually expressed per unit volume. Pressure energy is expressed per unit mass. So, if rho is the density of the liquid, rho is the density of the liquid, then volume of unit mass will be 1 by 1. You may ask me why. Then I would say volume is mass upon density, unit mass m is 1, therefore V is the volume of unit mass will be 1 by 1. Therefore, pressure energy per unit mass. Pressure energy per unit mass. This will be P by 1. This will be P by 1. That is the expression for pressure energy per unit mass. Is that okay to you? Now, similarly, we will try to get expressions for potential energy. We will first define what potential energy is. Potential energy. Potential energy. When a liquid of mass m is raised to a height h, work done on it against gravitational force is mgh. This will be stored as potential energy in the liquid. I repeat once again. When a liquid of mass m is raised to a height h against the force of gravity, you have to do work. What is the amount of work done? mgh. That amount of work done will be stored as potential energy in it. Therefore, I write potential energy of mass m of the liquid. This will be mgh. Potential energy per unit mass. Therefore, it will be equal to gh. Is that okay to you? Now, we need to see expression for kinetic energy. Energy possessed by a liquid by virtue of motion, you call it as kinetic energy. Energy possessed by a liquid by virtue of motion, you call it as kinetic energy. Therefore, kinetic energy for mass m, I will write it as half m v square. Kinetic energy per unit mass total energy. Okay? Therefore, thus total energy per unit mass at any point of a flowing liquid. This will be equal to sum of pressure energy plus potential energy plus kinetic energy. This is the expression. P by rho is pressure energy per unit mass. GH is potential energy per unit mass. V squared by 2 is kinetic energy per unit mass. Sum of these is total energy. Is that okay to you, sir? If that is okay to you, we move on to the next topic for discussion, which is Bernoulli's theorem. If you have taken down this, I will drop this off to go into the next topic for discussion. Bernoulli's theorem. Let's first draw a diagram for this. Okay. Okay. XY is my reference. P1, A1, A1, P1. This is B. This is A2, E2. Okay. This is height. H1. This is. Let us try to first give the statement of Bernoulli's theorem. Bernoulli's theorem states that, please listen, sir. Statement is very important. Bernoulli's theorem states that the total energy of a small amount of incompressible fluid flowing from one point to another without friction remains constant throughout the motion. I will tell the statement, then write the equation and then prove it. Bernoulli's theorem states that the total energy of a small amount of incompressible fluid flowing through a pipe of varying cross section remains constant